Hello, this is Dr. Wickham Simonds from Dr. Simonds Metabolics and Weight Loss. Today is May the 4th. This is Michelle Kennedy, my partner here. She's a nurse practitioner, and we're here to announce May the 4th be with you. We're here to empower you to achieve your weight loss goals, Star Wars style. This is our Facebook Live event for May the 4th. Michelle, what do you say we take these masks off?
Yeah.
I think when they were talking about face coverings, they didn't mean these.
They did not mean these.
Although Darth Vader, the producer pointed out that Darth Vader did indeed have an air filter in his mask. So, Star Wars fans, thank you for all the questions that you've sent us. We're here to empower you. We're going to fight to help you lose weight and to keep it off. So that's what we're here for. A lot of you have attended these events already, and we really appreciate your attendance. We're at the Raleigh office again today on 8300 Falls of Noose Road, Suite 112. It's out by 540. We're at Falls of Noose intersection 540 and across from Lafayette Village and next to Piper's Tavern. So this is Michelle Kennedy. She is a nurse practitioner who works in our Raleigh office, and she is highly trained in obesity medicine. I'm Dr. Wickham Simonds. I think a lot of you know me. I'm the guy who started the business, and obesity medicine is my passion. So without any further ado, got Michelle. Michelle helps keep me organized. So you want to start with some questions?
We're going to jump into a question. Yeah, okay. This is a question that we get quite a bit. Betsy says she's doing really well losing weight. She's taking some medications, including phentermine, topiramate, and HCTZ. HCTZ is a diuretic, but she's struggling with constipation. She's tried a teaspoon of milk of magnesia every night with no results after a week of doing that. She's eating her veggies, she's walking, drinking lots of water. She's also on a plateau ever since she started suffering from the constipation. So she's asking for suggestions. Milk of magnesia is a good option. It typically does work. Sometimes you do need more than a teaspoon a night. That's a pretty tiny amount.
Yeah, you need up to 4 tablespoons twice a day. And with a lot of water. If the stool is hard, that's the problem. Is the stool gets hard like a rock and doesn't want to move through your colon. So the milk of magnesia will draw the water in there. You could also take a tablespoon of mineral oil twice a day when you take the milk of magnesia. That'll help lube up your colon so everything moves through faster. Some people will also take a stool softener for that.
I'm also a big fan of magnesium citrate, and I recommend that a lot because it can also help with sleep and stress and relaxation. Magnesium in general, I think, is a mineral most of us, if not all of us, need more of. And mag citrate comes in liquid the way milk of mag does. It also comes in pills that we carry in our office. And we recommend a product called Natural Calm a lot, which is a powdered magnesium citrate. And it comes in flavor. It's like a fun, fizzy drink. So any of those options, I think, would help. The being on a plateau while you're also constipated, that could be a just kind of a coincidence. But, you do lose weight when you go to the bathroom. So it also could be related to that. So probably once things get flowing again, Betsy, we'll find your weight loss starts again.
I agree with that. Totally agree.
Yeah, thanks for that question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot, so let's move on to the next one. Lydia's asking, I'm trying to do low carb for weight loss, keep my diabetes stable. She saw that we had mentioned berberine.
Yeah.
She's wondering, will it help without negative interactions with other medications she takes, and can it be taken as needed? I talk about berberine a lot with patients. Yes. I know we mentioned at the very end of our last AMA that metformin is a medicine that we commonly use for insulin resistance. And metformin is a wonderful medication, but it can have some GI upset, some stomach nausea, diarrhea, just uncomfortable side effects. Berberine, I call kind of the over-the-counter version of metformin.
Yeah, it's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, it works. Yeah. It works the same way for insulin sensitivity, but it does not seem to cause the GI upset that a lot of people get with metformin. However, when I do recommend it, Lydia, I'm recommending it to be used every day, not as an as-needed type of medication. Similar to metformin, we want you to take it every day, and the berberine would be 3 times a day, 500 milligrams. So that's something you can get on Amazon or another like online health food store. But yeah, I think it would be good to try the Berberine if you can't tolerate the metformin, or if for some reason, the metformin is just not an option. And there's no negative interactions of Berberine with any other medication.
Yeah, that's right. So Lydia, I sent you a short email response. I think I may know you from my past. I recognized your name, so I sent an email to you last night just saying that, I recommend regular use if you're going to use it rather than intermittent use. And I agree with everything Michelle said. For those of you who may be joining, this is the Dr. Simonds Metabolics and Weight Loss Facebook Live event on Monday, May the 4th. And I want to remind everybody we're open. We're open, and we do in-office visits if you'd like them. And we also do telephone follow-ups or telemedicine if you'd like that. We have an on-site pharmacy. You can get your medicine here. You don't have to go to a big chain pharmacy. And we do curbside pickup for those people. For example, if you do a telephone follow-up and you want to come by and pick up your medicine, you just call us when you get up in the parking lot, and we will bring the medicine out to you. So we're trying to be, to work within the COVID-19 frame of things and all the mitigation stuff. And so anyway, I want to thank all of you for being my patients and supporting our business during this time. Speaking of curbside pickup, someone asked a question about that. And so I just kind of described it. When you do the telephone follow-up, we can ship it to you, which costs an extra $15 to do the UPS shipping, or you can swing by and pick it up. And again, you just call us when you get out to the parking lot, and we'll have someone bring you the medicine out. You don't even have to get out of your car.
That's at either location.
That's
Durham,
right. Durham
South
or Raleigh.
Point, or Raleigh. Yeah.
That's correct.
Or Falls.
Okay. What do you think? You want to take Heather G's question next?
Yeah. So Heather's asking, she wants to lose weight. She's finding it harder as she gets closer to 50 years old. She was a patient many years ago in the Durham office, but now the Raleigh office is actually closer for her. She's asking, how do I get started? Am I considered a new patient? So great question, Heather. Thank you for that. I'm glad you reached out, because you don't have to be a new patient again. You already went to our Durham location. You are an existing patient. So
once a patient, always a patient.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you're a lifetime patient with us, no matter how long it's been. And a lot of women find it harder to lose weight as they get older. So come on in. If the Raleigh location is easier for you, it is no problem to switch from Durham to Raleigh or back. And
yeah, that makes us different from a lot of places.
Yeah.
We don't do that restart business where you've got to pay a bunch of extra money and all that stuff. We just treat you like a regular follow-up visit. We want to make it easy for you to get restarted, because we know that obesity doesn't go away. And the fact that it's getting harder to lose weight is consistent with the hormonal changes of aging. And in this case, particularly with women, it is a physiology of insulin resistance that's causing this. And we can help you with that. By steering you to the right kind of diet, explaining that to you, and getting you on the right medicine or medicine combination to make you successful.
Yes, so please give us a call. We are here in Raleigh and ready to help. All right. Okay. So April says, I've been gaining weight, been exercising every day, but I'm also snacking all day. April, also a very common phenomenon.
Yeah.
Exercise makes us hungry.
That's right. And you can't out-exercise what you eat unless you're about 18 or 19 or 20 and you're an athlete, right? But as you get to be a real adult, you have to, it's about diet, and exercise makes you healthy, but it's not the cornerstone of weight loss. Yeah. And you're finding that out. So, look, you need to follow a diet regimen. It's easy for me to talk about that. It's a lot harder to do. And this is why I prescribe medication to people, because it empowers them to be able to follow the kind of guidelines that we give them.
Yeah, and with exercise too, April, we will sometimes recommend different kinds of exercise. Often if people are struggling, being very hungry, doing something very intense like CrossFit or boxing, even though those are healthy things, we may need to pull back a little bit, do some walking, do some yoga, do some swimming, things that are a little bit gentler, maybe for a little while. And that's different for everyone. But there are definitely certain things that we could change about fitness routine. But as Dr. Simon said, that the dietary really is key. And when it comes to the food, we have a lot of recipes online, and we can talk to you about it during your appointment, of course, but we have so many free resources available on our website and through the Casual Keto Doctor.
That's right.
Yeah, so that can be used for everyone, regardless.
Okay, the virus, this is Jill. She's talking about the lockdown and the virus taking a toll, and she says she's gained a significant amount of weight in a month. But she attributes to stress. She had taken the phentermine, had stopped it because she thought she was getting tolerant to it, wanted to take a break on it. So I have a comment about this. Okay, you're finding out, Jill, that without medicine, it's hard. That obesity is a physiology. And I know you don't wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I want to eat a dozen donuts and wash it down with a 2-liter soda just so that I can gain this weight back. No one does this. There's a physiology behind it that makes you crave and that makes you gain weight. And the stress in this case is the provoking incident. So medicine will help you. And a lot of people who think that they're tolerant to phentermine are in fact tolerant to the stimulant effect. But phentermine was not approved by the FDA as a stimulant. It was approved as an appetite suppressant. And that's different than the stimulant piece. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people grow tolerant to that stimulant piece, think it's not working, but when they quit taking it, they eat more. Okay. And so what I always say is, don't worry if you grow tolerant to the stimulant piece. Take a couple weeks off of it and see what happens then. If you're hungrier, you need to be back on it. And so in this case, if you've been off it for 3 or 4 months, I'd highly recommend you come back in and we go back on it. You go back on it. We can do some off-label prescribing for you too, if and go a little bit higher on the dose than the FDA guidelines say, as long as you're not, you have controlled blood pressure, for example, and it doesn't keep you from sleeping and this sort of thing. So, and look, there's medications that work by different classes that we could add to it, use some combination drug therapy to address your hunger from several other aspects, and that would be helpful. So,
yeah. So Joe, hang in there.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. We got one about from Gabriella. I was a patient, able to maintain my weight loss for some time, but the quarantine has caused, again, my weight to go back up.
You're also not alone.
That's right. How do I, go about becoming a patient again? We kind of touched on this. It's as easy as a call to our office. You don't have to go through a new start again. We're just going to treat you like a regular follow-up, and we've got spots on the schedule. We're open in both locations. We can do a telephone follow-up or have you come into the office. And this kind of stuff separates us from a lot of other places. I've mentioned we got the on-site pharmacy so that you don't have to go to a big chain pharmacy and wait around potentially with other sick people. Okay. And in our offices, because of the way they're laid out and the amount of people we allow in, look, the social distancing is built in there. And so it's a safe place to come. And if you don't want to call, you can always go to simonsmetabolics.com, and there's a contact us tab there, and you can send us an email and we'll reach out to you. So we'd love to see you back.
We really do. We make it, especially now, we're being even more flexible and accommodating because we get it. We get it.
Yeah, that's right. And the government's given us a little bit of a leeway to relax the way that the regulations on some of this stuff. So we're trying to make this work for everybody because we get the fact that the COVID-15 is a real phenomenon. Yeah. And it is the kind of thing. That's right. Yeah, the quarantine 15. This makes you unhealthy. I always say many people, 15 pounds is all they need to lose to correct their diabetes. Well, 15 pounds is all it takes to gain to get diabetes. And so we're serious about that stuff and we want to help people. Okay.
Good question.
What about Sasha's question there?
Let's see. Hi, I'm a new mom. My daughter was born 15 weeks ago. Congratulations, Sasha. How soon after having a baby can new moms start up as a new patient? Will I be able to take weight loss medications? All right, that is also something we get a lot. So, Sasha, as long as you are not breastfeeding, you can take medication.
That's correct.
It is as simple as that. As long as you're not nursing your newborn, you can absolutely take medication for your weight loss. So I do have some mothers come back with a plan to wean. They just need to get back for the accountability and some guidance with food, and we can absolutely do that. We're just not going to start prescription medication until you are completely weaned off from nursing.
That's right. And that's it. So if you're nursing, we need to have a plan to wean you off before we start you on medication. If you're not nursing, you're ready to go now.
But either way, we can do the dietary guidance, fitness guidance, and just the support and the accountability.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. So Tamara is asking that she's been diagnosed as having PCOS. We have many, many patients, Tamara, with that same diagnosis. PCOS stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it's what a lot of women struggle with when they have trouble conceiving, have irregular periods. They can have acne, weight gain, hair growth, And some women can present very differently, but traditionally that is what PCOS is. She's been having trouble losing weight and keeping it off. It's really affected her health. She does not feel well most of the time. Do we have experience treating this? Can weight loss medications help? Yes and yes, absolutely.
Yes, the physiology of PCOS is one of insulin resistance.
Yes.
Now, we have helped so many patients with this over the years who really didn't get help anywhere else. And the answer, your way out of this thing, is to restrict carbohydrate intake to control the insulin level. Okay, that's hard to do. When you have a high insulin level, you're craving carbs like crazy, and we need to get you on some medication that's going to bring this under control. And it'll take more than one. So it's going to take an appetite suppressant plus metformin at a minimum, and to get you adherent to a low carb diet, which will dramatically change things and make the symptoms of this syndrome go away. And so we want to help you with that.
And we will do a blog soon about this subject so you can have more information on it, because it is very, very common. And I will just say I have had a number of female patients within 3 to 6 months of losing weight after coming to us with PCOS and not knowing where to turn, be able to conceive, because a lot of women with PCOS are told they cannot get pregnant. And with weight loss and regulation of the menstrual cycle, they are able to conceive a child. And then they go and have the child, come back and lose the weight. It works out great.
I always jokingly call myself the part-time infertility specialist with no extra charge. I've helped a lot of people who could not get pregnant just by following the right diet and some medication to help them to regulate things. And then all of a sudden they get pregnant.
Yeah. Very exciting.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and we can give you guidance on, how you come off the medication if you are trying to conceive. So don't worry, that will all be built into your plan of making sure that you're safe and the baby is safe.
Okay, Samuel. Yeah, Samuel says, I'm interested in becoming a new patient and was wondering how often you recommend patients return to the office for checkups and what should I expect at each visit? Good question. We do our follow-ups, Samuel. A standard patient will do them once a month. But, if you're the kind of person who needs extra accountability, you'll know it. You'll tell us at the first visit, right? So we can have you come in more often than that. And the good news is we don't charge extra for that. And that does make us different, okay? Although once a month is convenient for a lot of people, they like that. I have other patients that say, hey, I need to come in more often than that because I need to be accountable to somebody on a weekly or a bi-weekly basis. And so we can work with you on any of those things. At the first visit, we do a targeted metabolic assessment of you, okay? So it's a history and physical exam that really gets into weight-related things. And this helps us kind of tailor a program just for you. It only takes if you'll fill your paperwork out before you come in, which if you call to make an appointment, we instruct you how to get into a password-protected area on our website where you do some pre-assigned reading and fill out the paperwork. And if you've done that, you come in, we can usually wrap the thing up in about 45 minutes. It's in my opinion, really easy and convenient to do. And again, we've got an on-site pharmacy. So in many cases, if we're going to prescribe some medicine to you, you can get it filled right here and you don't have to go somewhere else to get it filled. And then the once a month follow-ups for folks who are working and have families and so forth, this is convenient. Look, I want to say we got convenient hours too to follow up. We even have early morning hours in both the Raleigh and Durham office one day a week. We've got evening hours. Now, I will say that during the COVID-19 crisis, because so many people are working from at home, they're not taking advantage of those evening hours or morning hours because they're at home during the day and they could do their follow-ups during the day. But this thing's going to end and those hours are going to matter because you might not be able to come except for after work. Well, we can accommodate that. So we've tried to make it as easy and convenient as possible. Now, look, on the follow-up visits, we're going to check your weight, your body fat, and your blood pressure and ask you questions about how you do it. We're going to assess your progress, maybe what kind of pitfalls you have, right? And then because the problem doesn't go away overnight, we try to work on things one step at a time. You don't have to try to conquer Rome in a day, I always say. So those are the kind of things that happen at follow-up visits. We just kind of get an assessment of where you're at, what kind of problems you may be having, or if you're on cruise control and doing great, and make sure you have medication to support you and the kind of stuff that's safe for you to do. And, that only takes about 15 or 20 minutes. documents to do that, and then we can get you out of here.
And we do have a lot of patients who, for the accountability and for the benefits, will start our lipotropic injections, which I think we've talked about on other AMAs.
Yes.
And a lot of people will come in once a week in order to get their injections. They don't need an appointment. They don't pay for a visit. We don't keep them too long. But if they want to weigh and then get their injections, that's just another touch point between them and us that keeps weight and healthy eating in the forefront of their mind. So the lipotropics are another thing that people will do in order to have more regular touch points. But the once a month is what most people do.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, the other thing, the other reason why people kind of commonly come by the office is the pantry that we have. So we carry select kind of protein supplements and meal replacement type stuff that we have in the office. It's that patients ask us to carry. So it's stuff that they like. And so we don't carry, it's not like walking into, say, a GNC or a vitamin shop where they got a ton of stuff.
Overwhelming.
Yeah, but the stuff that's there is stuff that it's been vetted by our patients, quality, right? Yes. So, we have a lot of people that stop by for that stuff. And anytime you ever want to come get that, we'd love to have you come by and get it. It helps a lot of people,
yeah,
right?
No appointment needed. You don't have to let us know you're coming.
That's
you
right.
always come in during business hours to get products.
Okay, let's get to this last question. There's a lot rolled up in this last question, and we're kind of winding down here, so this will be the last one we take. It's from Brandy. What's the question?
Brandy is saying, I'm really struggling with cravings and overeating. It's been a struggle to maintain any weight loss, and I've actually used a weight loss doctor before. I feel I need help again, but I didn't get the results I was looking for at this other place. What makes your clinic different, and can you help me? Absolutely, we can. Okay. We touch on a couple things that set us apart. We really don't view ourselves as in competition. People need help. They need to get help wherever they can. However, we find that a lot of patients do come to us from other practices saying, they made me come too often, they made me eat their food, they made me pay upfront large sums of money, things that we hear a lot, or they only let me take a certain medication for a certain amount of time and they wouldn't let me try anything else.
That's right.
We use all of the tools in any safe combination that we can, and we really do not ever give up. We never will say, no, we cannot help you. We will always have, well, have we tried this? And what about this? And we try to be very encouraging and supportive, and you have access to us through the website or through our personal emails or through the phone systems all the time. So you're not alone on the journey when you're with us. And that's I think one of the main things that.
Yeah, that's right. So, what I would say, Brandy, is let's just use high blood pressure as an example. Now, some people, when they go to their doctor for high blood pressure, they take one medication at just one singular dose that they ever tried, and it brings the problem under control, right? And so they're fixed. But I want to tell you something. About half the people with high blood pressure, that doesn't work. And it takes different dosages of the same medication, okay? But it also takes maybe a medication of a different class added to it, 2 or 3 medications in some cases, right? And this is the way obesity works. It's a disease, all right? There's a biochemical basis for it. And if you tried one medication at a singular dose with a standard one-size-fits-all diet type thing, and it didn't work, don't worry, okay? Maybe you need higher doses of the medication you were on. Maybe you need multiple medications of different classes. Maybe you need a different kind of diet that's tailored to you, and a different kind of behavioral strategies. These are things that we work with on patients. And I've mentioned, I don't look at it as a short-term thing. I always say the finish line's the grave. All right. We're not trying to win that race. Yeah. All right. So it's a long-term problem. And if you have trouble losing weight initially, be patient. We can work with you, try different strategies, work at it over a period of time. And I'm sure there's a solution to your problem.
Absolutely.
And that's why we pray. And like Michelle says, we're not going to make you buy a bunch of food, supplements, and we're not going to gouge you money-wise. This is not how we work here. All right. So we try to make it really affordable, really convenient. We try to do the heavy thinking and lifting to make your job easier so that you can just come here and okay, they're going to steer me in the right direction.
Right. And you can see some of the success stories on our website. And they were not paid. They volunteered to do that. And hi, Barbara.
Yeah, Barbara, thanks for tuning in. And we know you're out there, and I appreciate your endorsement of me.
Oh, that's so sweet. But yeah, our website has a lot of success stories that you can view to see firsthand experience of our patients and what that's like. But yeah, Brandy, please come in, give us a call. You know, we'd love to meet you. We'd love to help you. And anyone else out there who's looking to get restarted, remember, like, this is the time. We have had so many patients restarting after years
That's right.
of not coming in, and we are welcoming them back with open arms because we understand how difficult this is, the stress and being at home, and yeah, the list goes on and on. So come and see us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think in this regard, I just, you know, I kind of say this kind of stuff every day. So this is another platform for me to say it. You wouldn't know it by watching the current news because it's all focused on COVID-19 right now. I don't want to minimize COVID-19, but I want to tell you that, you know, obesity for the last 20 years has been, according to the CDC, killing 325,000 people a year in this country. That's almost 1,000 people a day, all right, for 20 years. Now, you look at things like heart disease, which obesity plays a prominent role in. 55,000 people a month in this country die from that.
#1 killer of women.
That's right. So things like cancer, things like heart disease, these things, diabetes, these things are related to your weight. They are definitely related to obesity. They are not going away. And they've been killing a lot more people than this virus has, okay? It's just because it doesn't happen acutely by tomorrow morning, people don't tend to think of it the same way. But I gotta tell you, this virus shouldn't be a reason not to address these health concerns. Obesity is a real health concern, and it can take years off your life, and it is a definite killer. So I'm the kind of guy who did not want to close down for this because I think this is, the government says I'm essential because of my medical license, but I like to really accentuate this point because you can survive the virus and still die from diabetes and heart disease and obesity early. And this is what I'm trying to address because this has been going on a long time, and it's almost like we've gotten comfortable with this fact. Well, I'm not comfortable with the fact, and I'm here to try to help people beat this thing. And so anyway, that's why both of our offices remain open now and are going to stay open. And however, whatever the format is, we're able to see you and treat you. We're going to do it.
Just a reminder, we always have the recording of this show on our website as well as the show notes, and we're going to be coming out with a blog related to the one question. And you know, on the point that you were making about us, you know, needing to continue to treat this, I have to say I am so proud of so many of our patients that despite the struggle have used this opportunity of being at home to learn to cook more of their meals, to be more physically active with their kids and their neighbors, socially distant, right? I see even in my neighborhood people playing badminton and volleyball, you know, keep a hopscotch. And it's really, it makes me feel so proud of my patients and just so proud of humanity. You know, so many of us are trying to make the best of this. And I am taken aback. I love it. I love it. I myself have tried to really take this opportunity to go for more walks and do more, you know, stretching and just, you know, taking care of myself. And I see other people doing the same thing. And it's just wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, that's right. Well, look, thanks for all the questions. Keep the questions coming. We're going to be doing these every other Monday. We love your questions. We want to answer them. I want to thank all of you for being my patients. And I just want to, you know, end this by saying, look, the only thing we have to fear, as Roosevelt says, is fear itself. So be positive. We're coming through this thing fine. I want you to keep working on your weight. We're going to help you. That's what we're here for. And thanks again for being a part of our practice.
Thank you so much, and give us a call. If you're ready to come in, we're ready to have you.